Good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are. It's me again. Let's see what we're going to start off with today. Here's my favorite person. Another one of my favorite person. James Dolan, the owner of Madison Square Garden, is indicted with Harvey Weinstein, or being sued with Harvey Weinstein for sexual misconduct. I never liked the guy. He almost completely ruined the Knicks. They're just about coming back a little bit now. He ruined Madison Square Garden, but it's his family's business. They're the ones that are going to lose money. I'm not going to lose anything. Of course, I can't get there anymore either, so what difference does it make? Oh, wow. Now, the big thing going on around now is that the government might shut down. Now, it's done it in the past, and I've never really been affected by it, so I really can't tell you what it means. I might lose, Social Security checks this time around. I don't know, but Trump is basically asking us to. The government to enforce an already existing law and change the law so that you have to bring your birth certificate in order to vote. I'm not sure the hospital that I dealt with 78 years ago is still around, I asked them to find me a copy of my birth certificate. It's like pulling teeth. So I'm not worried about that. A lot of people won't vote. A lot of people my age just won't vote, unless you let me use my passport to get it to vote, because I had to use my Social Security. I had to use that to vote. When I registered, I used my driver's license. I needed my Social Security, my birth certificate to re-up it, and I did back then. That's 15 years ago. Now, it's less than that it expired. It's probably about 14 years since I've driven. 14 years takes no, it's longer than that. 16 years since I've driven a car. And the reason I don't drive down here is it's like they tell you New York City is a difficult city to drive across. Well, take New York City and remove all the restrictions, remove all the traffic police and whatnot from the situation, and just let everybody drive. And you'll see what it's like down here. It's dangerous. You have to have good reflexes. I don't have good reflexes anymore. So it's not only my life I'm saving, it's somebody else's probably by not driving. I noticed that as soon as I got off the plane, taking a cab down here. I made the mistake of sitting in the front seat, something I will never do, and I don't do. Not because I'm worried of an actual crash, I just don't want to see this shit. It makes me nuts, so... If you hear any laughter or whatever, my wife has got some lady in doing her nails, so you know how they get when that happens. So don't worry about it. What else is going on? Oh, we go back to the government shutdown thing. I don't understand that, I really don't. What purpose does it serve? What it's proving now is that we have this Congress that they call it, whatever they refer to it as, this Congress. I don't know what number it is or anything. I don't really care. It's probably the worst of all ever in terms of getting things done, because the two sides are polarized. The Republicans are not, because of Donald Trump. Trump wants this, he doesn't get it, let's shut down the government. Trump wants this law requiring that you prove your citizenship when you vote, which is, it's illegal to vote if you're not a U.S. citizen to begin with, all right? So I don't know what forms of identification are required nowadays. because I haven't been up in the United States. I vote by mail-in ballot. I don't really understand all that stuff, but I do it. Because I vote where my last residency was, which is Morris County. So I'm not lying about anything, cheating anybody or anything else, you know. And of course I intend to vote for Kamala Harris. I would have been tempted to use one of the other candidates from one of the independent parties, or write in, you know, like I have a tendency to do everything, somebody's name, you know. Usually not a real character, but I write it in anyhow just to screw with them, because I hate when I don't have a choice. And Biden and Trump would not have, but there would have been no choice between the two of them, because you can't vote for Biden. Worried the hell out of me, and he wasn't going to win. Trump, just, you know, you can't vote for Trump, not if you're a human being. You know, if you're an asshole, if you're not very smart, or if you've have no desire to be free and able to say what you want where you want to say it, then you vote for Trump. I don't think he has the power behind him right now to cause a huge uprising after the election, should he lose. But his people are going to be upset, and they're going to go after the Senate and the House to get these fascists, these anti-democratic people in, and get all these laws passed to really hand tie Kamala Harris. And you know, the government shutdowns never do anybody any good. Okay, they cause havoc. They cause payroll people to start pulling their hair out. It's a dumb thing, but you know, politicians, I don't know the exact term to use, but politicians have a tendency to be like petulant children, you know, and they're gonna do whatever they can to fight and cheat and steal and do whatever else they can, you know. But that's life. You know, I can't do anything about that as much as I would like to. I can't. I can only vote for those people that I believe will do the job and pray that they don't screw with my life too much, which is one of the things you have to worry about as you get older, you know, because it's funny. People over 60, which the majority of the Congress and Senate are making decisions. They sat there for some of them for, a lot of them for over 10 years. They've sat in the Congress or the Senate. And these people don't pay for anything. They don't know what real life is about anymore. They've lost touch with reality. And, you know, they've become like Marie Antoinette's court or something like that. You know, they don't care. You look at the Supreme Court justices. They don't care. They're elitists. And, you know, if you let your country be run by elitists, you're going to have eventually violent revolutions. You're eventually going to have political problems of your own design. It's just not a smart thing to do, you know. And shutting down the government, like I said, I don't see what that accomplishes. It puts pressure on people so that they'll make a compromise. Well, why do you have to shut down the government to make a compromise? Just keep voting the bill down and say, look, make a decision. All right? If the government shuts down, it's not our fault. We have a bill out there. We've told you that you're, like this bill, this voter safety bill that they want to put in, that they're calling the voter safety bill, it's not gonna go through. All right? They're being told this. Sick part of the Republican Party doesn't want it either. So it's not going to go through. So what do? Pass a short-term extension to get us through the election and everything. So that, otherwise Trump is going to be blamed for this whole deal, because it's his fault. You could see it in the newspapers, you could see it on television. He's sitting there and he's saying, don't pass the bill unless this goes through. That's like the immigration bill. By all accounts, it was a great bill agreed upon by both sides until Trump opened his mouth up and says, don't pass it because I want to run on immigration. You could still run on immigration. You get into office, you could change the bill, but no, he doesn't want to do that. And he's still talking about ending Obamacare like on day one. He's always said that. The Republicans have never been able to come up with a better plan. Okay. Bottom line, they've tried, they failed. So what do? Close the government down again? Trump doesn't care. He doesn't care about anything. He's announcing that he's not going to sell his stock, and his stock is still dropped below $16 a share in his Truth Social organization, which was a joke. This is a major, supposedly, media company that employed, when it first came out, it employed 2 people. I think they're up to 35 employees now. It's their friends and family policy, about hiring. You need a job? Come on over. It's like the mafia. You remember the mafia, the old days? The construction jobs that didn't exist. You see that? You saw that on The Godfather. These people sit around all day long at their construction sites. They don't do anything. You saw it in The Sopranos. It's that was the day. Well, now it's the same thing. Different people. That's all. Oh, me. I don't know what to tell you. It's getting closer. I just got my ballots, anyhow, my mail-in ballots. They email me the stuff. I email it back to them, and we're off to the races. I just hope that Trump doesn't get elected again, and because even if he gets elected and he loses the House or Senate, he'll still be a terror. He'll figure a way around it. He'll do what they do in other countries. He'll disband the Congress or something like that. I don't know whether he can or not, but he can try. I don't know how much law enforcement respects him. I don't understand the Latin vote, the Latinos that support him. I don't understand that. Because they're going to be, a lot of them are going to have family members deported. If not themselves, family members. They're not going to hold high esteem in his government anyhow. You might get elected in a state position. You might get, because you're the Republican Party's big in this state, so you'll get your state, the senators and whatnot that are Latino, but they're not going to have any effect. He's not going to listen to them. He's not going to allow them to be appointed to commissions and whatnot. This is Donald Trump you're talking about, self-serving asshole. If it doesn't benefit him, he's not going to do it. And I don't care what you think. I mean, you look at he said, well, he's saying this, he's saying that, because in the long run it'll benefit him. Being president keeps him out of jail. Okay? The first thing they have to do is overturn that Supreme Court decision. Forget about Roe versus Wade. Let the state settle that. That's okay right now, for now. But you got to remove presidential immunity from the picture, so that he can't, get away with anything anymore. So that things that he's done in the past, he can be actually tried for, And as far as I'm concerned, he's a traitor and should be tried for treason, along with J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance needs to be locked up right tomorrow morning, because I think he's completely mentally incompetent. And you don't want that man sitting the next man in line as the president of the United States, unless you don't care about that, unless it's already a done deal. Something, if he's already committed to a lot of people or whatever. I don't know. Anyhow, it's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. It's football tonight. Jets versus Pats. That should be interesting. I look for Rodgers to have a good game, because the Patriots don't have a very good defense. And then, of course, everybody will be shouting again that they're a Super Bowl contender. They're not. They got an old quarterback who's not going to get them anywhere in the long run. So depends on scheduling, really. That makes or breaks a team in the football. So anyhow, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit about tonight's game and anything else that happens to show up. All right, everybody, have a good day.